Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Program in Human Biology's virtual awards ceremony. My name is Leanne Corina, and as Bing Director of the program, it is my honor and privilege to host this event today. We are so glad today to have our talented students, our award winners, their family members, faculty, as well as family members of those in whose honor some of our awards were created. It is such a pleasure to have you all gathered here today. I wish we were all in person, but it is still wonderful to be able to look down the participant list and see all your names there. For those unfamiliar with human biology, HumBio is now in its 5th decade and has a rich history of immersing Stanford's very best undergraduate students in an interdisciplinary education program. The goal is to enable those students to understand the human being from biological, behavioral, social, and cultural perspectives. Our alumni have gone on to incredible achievements in many different fields, and I'm sure today's honorees will be no different. Today's recipients are truly stellar, juniors and seniors, and I know we'll be able to look to all of these individuals in the years ahead to improve the human condition. With no further ado, let's get started with the awards. I'm going to first hand it over to Dr. Annette Salmin, the core course coordinator in human biology, who will be presenting our first award of the day.
Thank you, Leanne. The Joshua Lederberg Award for Academic Excellence in Human Biology honors Dr. Joshua Lederberg, another early age achiever and a human biology founder. In 1958, at age 33, he won the Nobel Prize for his groundbreaking research on genetic structure and function in microorganisms. He later chaired the genetics department at the Stanford School of Medicine when he co-founded human biology. The award goes to students in the major who have attained the highest marks in academic achievement during their undergraduate career, specifically earning a rare cumulative 4.0 or higher grade point average during their Stanford undergraduate education. This year's human biology's student honorees are A.B. Chen, Alessandra Marconi, Alexandra Crew, Ashwin Reddy, Brandon Bergsnyder, Cameron Nosrat, Catherine Gao, Clarissa Aguirre, Emily Miller, Kelsey Rich, Leah Borgad, Maimi Higuchi, Nicole Apana, Nicole Taylor, Rachel Vaughn, Shannon Richardson, Shravya Gurapu, and Walter Soba. Human biology is proud of each of you and your outstanding accomplishments. Your academic achievement at Stanford University has been exceptional, but that does not even get at all the other amazing feats you have accomplished at Stanford. I'm delighted to present you all with the Joshua Lederberg Award for Academic Excellence in Human Biology. Congratulations to you all.
I don't know who you are, Lady, but get out of there.
Thank you, Annette. Our next prize is the Kirsten Frohnmeyer Prize for Juniors. This prize honors the life of Kirsten Frohnmeyer, a remarkable human biology graduate who died in 1997 at age 24 from Fanconi anemia, a genetic disease causing bone marrow failure, leading to life-threatening bleeding, fatigue, and infection.
Thank you,
Kirsten's parents, David and Lynn Frohnmeyer of Eugene, Oregon, created this award to honor human biology juniors for academic excellence, altruism, and the potential to make a difference in our world. Their kindness was intended to recognize individuals early in their career with the potential to make important contributions. Kirsten Frohnmeyer was described by her father as, quote, a passionate reformer, from being a recycling fanatic to a vigorous and early champion of changing health-threatening habits such as smoking, end quote. He added, she would have worked very hard to change the human condition for the better on a grand scale, but did not have the chance. Yet, we think the example of her life and idealism might, in some small way, inspire others to follow the course she could not complete. I'm so pleased today to welcome Dr. Allison Kurian, an alumna of human biology and a close friend of Kirsten's, to present this award. Allison is an associate professor of medicine and oncology here at the Stanford School of Medicine and is a world-renowned oncology researcher. Allison is a wonderful example of someone who engaged with research early as a student and now has become an internationally recognized investigator. Allison?
Leanne, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. And it's always such a pleasure to think about Kirsten and to hear about the wonderful young people who are being honored. This year, we are honoring two terrific HumBio juniors, Carolyn Pecos Duarte and Avi Gurian Kay, both of whom truly stand out in the work that they do. They were chosen for hitting the highest marks within the criteria of the award. Their exceptional scholarship, outstanding dedication to public service, and their tremendous potential to make a difference in society is clear from their nomination letters. In her letter nominating Caroline, Professor Kathy Heaney highlighted Caroline's stellar academic career and her long-standing service to the Native American community. As one of many examples, this summer, Caroline will be doing a Haas Center Cardinal Quarter working on public health initiatives for tribes in the Albuquerque area. We are so impressed with your dedication and passion for improving the human condition. You take advantage of all opportunities to deepen your understanding and knowledge of health inequities in order to create opportunities to reduce them. In your service and leadership to the Native American community, you consistently bring with you your thoughtfulness, persistence, humility, together with your HumBio acquired skills. Our second Frohnmeyer Prize winner, Avi, is also a really terrific student. Avi, it is clear from your incredible leadership in the classroom, community, labs, and emergency medical programs that you aim to make a difference in the lives of others. We are especially impressed by your passion and desire to help others during this pandemic by taking a leave of absence to work as an EMT for a mobile urgent care in Denver. Professors Roel Noose and Professor Bob Siegel both noted your abundance of intellectual creativity and curiosity, persistent initiative, work ethic, and organizational skills in your commitment to public service. It is really an honor to award you both today with the Kirsten Frohnmeyer Research Prize for Juniors. Both of you share Kirsten's spirit, drive, talent, and energy in everything you do. I have no doubt that you are going to continue to make an incredible difference in the lives of many people with your research and service endeavors. On behalf of the entire human biology team, congratulations. We are so proud of you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Allison. It is now my honor to present the Burnfield Director's Award for exceptional contributions to the program in human biology. This award honors those HumBio students who have been especially committed to our program. The Burnfields were devoted to strengthening HumBio and actively encouraged a sense of warm, welcoming community. Mert was a dynamic early director of HumBio who loved to teach. He established new academic rigor and structure in the major, while Audrey established the student advisor system and continued herself as director of advising and career planning through the 1980s. This year, I have the pleasure of announcing that we have 3 recipients of the Burnfield Directors Award: Grace Romer, Maggie Brook, and Micah Troutwine. All 3 students have been teaching assistants for HumBio courses this spring, and they have done critical work to ensure the success of our students in this really challenging time. Grace and Maggie were both TAs for HumBio 163, the opioid epidemic, using neuroscience to inform policy and law, which is taught by Professors McNerney and Ostaker. Grace and Maggie, working as a team, you both persevered through a difficult time and came to class each day with contagious enthusiasm and fantastically engaging and creative projects and discussions. Not only did your organizational skills and insightful ideas greatly improve the quality of the class, but your maturity and wise counsel were essential in ensuring the specific learning needs of the students, that those were met. Faculty teaching the course emphasized that the class would not have been so successful without the hard work and dedication you two put into the class content. Micah was TA for qualitative research methods with Professor Jennifer Wolf. Micah, not only did you rise to every challenge during this complex time, but you did so with the utmost grace and talent. Using your own student experience and prior notes from class, you took initiative, problem solved, and helped create lesson plans to ensure the success of students and the class. It's clear that thanks to your presence and your hard work and dedication, the students learned more and learned better. There's no doubt that your presence will have an enduring impact on the lives. Congratulations, Grace, Maggie, and Micah. Thank you for all your hard work and dedication to our program and to its students. We are so proud of you. Yay for them. And I am now happy to hand it over to Human Biology's Associate Director, Catherine Preston, to present the Albert H. Hastorf Award for Outstanding Service to the Program in Human Biology.
Thank you, Leanne. Al Hastorf was many things to Stanford University and human biology. He was one of the founding fathers of the program in human biology. He taught for many years in the core and in upper division courses. He also chaired Stanford's psychology department and served as the Dean of Humanities and Sciences at the time he was beginning HumBio. He later played a central role in the development of Stanford University, serving as provost and vice president from 1980 to 1984. He was awarded the Lyman Award for faculty volunteer service, and at that time was cited for, quote, the joy he brings to every branch of the Stanford family as its quintessential university citizen and ambassador of goodwill. He is remembered as having the, quote, exceptional ability to look at an amorphous, confusing issue and clarify it and see the significant kernel of truth. His 3B lectures in social psychology were a highlight for many students. Given his dedication to teaching, it is absolutely fitting that this year's recipients of the Hastorf Award are Vincent Busk, Alessandra Marconi, and Walter Soba. These three students also were teaching assistants for HumBio courses this spring during a very challenging online quarter at Stanford. And I would note that all three were also quite busy with honors theses among other activities. Vincent was the undergraduate TA for American Healthcare System and Health Policy with Professors Singer and Baker, who told us that despite its being a brand new class with no roadmap, you hopped right on board with your intellectual enthusiasm and dedication. Participating fully as a member of the teaching team, you not only helped design the class material, but successfully planned and delivered new material in an engaging way each week in section. Professor Singer and Baker further noted that you became the eyes and ears of their students' experience and were able to provide invaluable insight that enabled them to titrate and tailor material to make it digestible and engaging for students. Alessandra and Walter were both TAs for Professor Christopher Gardner's course on human nutrition. Both of you blew Professor Gardner out of the water with your hard work and outstanding dedication to the class. He went as far as to say that you both are the best TAs he has had in 18 years. Alessandra, not only were you thorough, timely, and dependable, but you went above and beyond with your mastery of the material. Your phenomenal food puns and infectious enthusiasm has had a wonderful impact on all the students for whom you worked tirelessly. Walter You are commended not only for your dependability, mastery of the material, and excellent communication, but also your endless creativity and positive energy. And rumor has it that your culinary creations were an added bonus. On behalf of human biology, and I would say your students, thank you all for your outstanding community contributions and congratulations. Yay! To introduce the next award, I will hand things over to Jennifer Wolf, a senior lecturer in the Graduate School of Education and the chair of the Human Biology Awards Committee. Jennifer is also one of the faculty leaders of Bing Summer Honors College, where she coaches thesis students as they learn to speak with confidence and clarity about their research projects.
Thank you so much, Catherine. Up next, we have a particular favorite award of mine, if it's allowed to have a favorite, the Oral Communication Program Award for Excellence in Honors Thesis Presentation. This award recognizes the students who not only take on the challenge of original research, but who also display exceptional talent in the oral, written, and visual presentation of their work, skills that we value in human biology, because they allow our students to take their research outside of the boundaries of the university and put it to use. The Oral Communication Program supports this award in collaboration with the Vice Provost for the Undergraduate Education. This year's recipients are Alessandra Marconi and Nicole Apana. Alessandra is recognized for her honors thesis entitled Product Labels Affecting Typical Eating at Stanford with the jaunty acronym of PLATES. In the words of her advisor, Christopher Gardner, with tremendous independence and initiative, Alessandra designed and implemented an innovative behavioral intervention in Stanford dining halls, targeting the reduction of meat consumption. Alessandra's symposium presentation was characteristically clear and well organized, and she very effectively engaged the audience in understanding the challenges and opportunities inherent in a study like hers. She explored various interpretations of her data and suggested additional studies to advance work in the important area of policy interventions and behavior regarding food choice. Nikki is recognized for her honors thesis entitled, Maybe They Had a Bad Day, Exploring Patient and Provider Perceptions of Implicit Bias in the Contra Costa Health Centers. Nikki's research began the summer after her fresh person year, and this early start allowed her to gather over 50 in-depth interviews with both patients and providers. She found that the responses of patients and providers were not only complementary, but actually illuminated each other and deepened her analysis and interpretation. In both her beautifully written thesis and her engaging symposium presentation, along with the way she answered the questions she received, Nikki showed mastery of the complex theory underlying her analysis. The committee was impressed not only by the quality of your research projects, but also by the very strong delivery of your scholarship. We congratulate you on the impressive quality of your work and your research in the recent Human Biology Senior Symposium. We're proud to present the Excellence in Honors Thesis Presentation Award to you, Alessandra and Nicole. Congratulations.
Yay. Fantastic. Thank you, Jennifer. Next up, we have the Bernard and Estelle Schur Award for Outstanding Neuroscience in Human Biology. Dr. Bernard Schur was a neurologist, and his son, Dr. Lawrence Schur, at Stanford School of Medicine. The human biology connection comes through Dr. Bernard and Estelle Schur's daughter, Marjorie Schur, who taught with great dedication in human biology. The Schurs have been similarly dedicated to supporting outstanding neuroscience research in human biology. I will now hand it over to Professor Yanmin Yang, who will present the award and share a few words about its really impressive recipient. Professor Yang is Associate Professor of Neurology here at the Stanford School of Medicine. Yanmin?
Hi, thank you for this opportunity to present this award. This year's recipient is Brandon Bergsnyder for his incredible honors research entitled How Are Neurons Assembled? Exploring the Molecular Mechanisms of Nematin, a Novel Microtubule Organizing Protein. Brandon is a very talented student. He started his research work in my laboratory during his sophomore year and continued all the year into this year, senior year 2020. He was supported by Human Biology Research Program, followed by BioX Award and a student major grant. Over all these years, he worked very hard and focused on investigating functional law of a recently identified novel protein called nematin, on regulating neuronal morphogenesis and development. So because the protein was absolutely novel, no publications could be taken for his references. Brandon put a lot of time and thought creatively into creating molecular hybrid clones, which allowed a better visualization of protein-protein interaction in live cells. And that approach greatly advanced our project in general. He found that nematin protein interacts with the minus and stabilizing protein CAMSEP2. That's an interaction that facilitates proper microtubule organization in axons and dendrites. He demonstrated that the disruption of the interaction may disrupt the new axon and the dendrites outgrowths, leading to the neuronal development disorder microcephaly, which we indeed observe in the mutant mice model. His work at the bench was always careful, efficient, and overall excellent. He has proved adept at the procedures, took great care and responsibility with his project, demonstrating remarkable aptitude and passion in science. His contribution to analysis and experimental planning and scientific discussions were always exceptional. Brandon is a highly self-motivated student and a quick learner. He was able to integrate himself well into the lab and learn from both scientists and all assistants, and impressed everyone who came into contact with him in the lab with his maturity, intellectual thoughtfulness, and keen desire to learn about science. He was always interested in learning everything he could. He absorbed the lessons from others about work and ongoing research and did a fantastic job of conveying the information we taught him and that which he had acquired independently himself through his own reading. He learned how to think about science, how to approach a problem under inquiry. During our lab meetings or journal clubs, he never hesitated to raise questions and shows great interest and understanding all of the work. He has excelled in many possible ways. Another impressive character Brandon has is that he can maturely face both successes and failures with a positive attitude and curiosity, no matter how the end result came about. The emphasis on the process rather than just the result is often surprisingly rare and undervalued for students in research lab. I found that this is amazing of him. So over the years, I have mentored many students, and I can say Brandon is really exceptional. And I think this personality will allow him to preserve and succeed in science or medicine when challenges inevitably become more complicated. Congratulations, Brandon. I'm very proud of you.
Got it. Thank you so much, Yanwen, for those great words. Okay, I think I now have the audio and the video on at the same time. Thank you, Yanwen. Congratulations, Brandon. Our final award for today is the Barbara and Sandy Dornbush Award for Excellence in Research in Human Biology Relating to Families and Children. Sandy Dornbush helped found Human Biology, in which he taught regularly for 20 years. Sandy also founded and chaired Stanford Sociology Department. He served as director of the Stanford Center for the Study of Families, Children, and Youth. He was founder and director of Stanford's Curriculum on Children and Society and co-founder of Stanford's Center on Adolescence. He was a man of exceptionally strong character who, quote, spoke his mind on anything without rancor or animosity, end quote. He never promoted himself, but worked for the common good. I now have the pleasure of handing it over to Professor Heidi Feldman, who will present the award to this very deserving recipient. Professor Feldman is a professor in developmental and behavioral pediatrics here at Stanford Medicine. Heidi?
Thank you so much. This year's recipient of the Barbara and Sandy Dornbush Award for Excellence in Research in Human Biology Relating to Families and Children is Courtney Gao for her outstanding research entitled Effects of Maternal Voice on Heart Rate and Cardiorespiratory Stability in Preterm Infants. Courtney joined our developmental behavioral pediatrics research team in her sophomore year. Her thesis research, conducted under the leadership of Catherine Travis, a PhD and developmental neuroscientist, represents the culmination of 3 hard years of work and involvement studying preterm infants in the neonatal intensive care unit. As way of background, preterm infants are at risk for delays in language development. One factor that might cause these delays is the paucity of speech in the neonatal intensive care unit. To address this potential environmental deficiency, Dr. Travis designed a randomized controlled trial to determine if increasing the baby's exposure to mother's voice via playing audio recordings would improve brain maturation. Courtney's impressive contribution was to ask a distinct but related research question, whether maternal voice would change cardiorespiratory status in these babies. Courtney understood that she would be a pioneer in our laboratory for taking this new direction, and she was quite up to the challenge. Her first effort was to assess the number of adverse cardiorespiratory events, periods of low heart rate or reduced breathing, in the treatment group that heard the voice versus a control group that did not. The initial analyses showed low rates of adverse events in both groups. Courtney wrestled to understand the findings. She realized that many babies were being treated with caffeine to reduce the frequency of these episodes. When she analyzed the data as a function of caffeine dose, she was able to see a trend for fewer adverse episodes in the high caffeine subgroup of the treatment group who heard maternal voice compared to the high caffeine group within the control group. Her study emphasizes the need for replication within a larger sample. Those analyses would have been an excellent thesis, but Courtney decided to probe more deeply into understanding how heart rate in the babies responds to hearing recorded mother's voice. This additional study required her to obtain and segment and analyze an enormous amount of data from continuous heart rate monitoring of the babies in the NICU. She learned that many variables influenced heart rate reactivity, including the infant's state, level of maternal education, number of repeated exposures to the audio recordings, and the frequency of parental visitation. Taken together, her results suggest that frequent exposure to maternal voice via audio recordings may prove a low-risk intervention that leads to substantial benefits in cardiorespiratory stability of preterm infants. She made a compelling case for her findings in oral presentations both to Human Biology here at Stanford and to the Western Society for Pediatric Research, and in her written thesis, which we hope to prepare for publication in a peer-reviewed professional journal. Courtney, thank you for dedication, hard work, persistence, and creativity. Thank you for your upbeat spirit and your even contributions to the laboratory over 3 years. You have made a substantial contribution to our team and to the care of preterm infants. I hope that this research experience will propel you to further contribution in a long and very meaningful career. Thank you so much.
Good, Courtney. Fantastic. Thank you, Heidi. Congratulations, Courtney. And good, I see people's smiling faces on our panel here. With that, we come to the end of our celebration today. I'm so grateful for all the panelists for joining us and giving these awards, for the students and the families and faculty who are out there, for the family members of donors. It is really meaningful to have us all come together, even in this virtual format, to recognize these astonishing accomplishments. To all our award winners, I am confident that your future successes will leverage the interdisciplinary approach that we favor here in HumBio to understand the human condition from multiple perspectives. We will need you and that broad-minded and multiple discipline approach more than ever in this century and moving ahead from where we are right now. So please continue all of your great work on the path ahead. We're really looking forward to seeing just where you all end up. I see extraordinary things ahead for each of you. So congratulations again to all of our award winners, and a round of applause from all of our panelists. And thank you again all so much for joining us today. We'll wind it up there. See you.